Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? Thanks so much for coming back, for liking, for subscribing, for following, commenting on the previous videos. One of the most requested topics that we're getting right now are what mistakes can people avoid that are really common to beat the learning curve when selling real estate door to door. Well, this is the video for you. I've sold for 15 years door to door nationwide, from California all the way to Florida, Utah, Vegas, Nevada, Atlanta, all over the place. And there's very common mistakes that almost everybody makes when you're starting to develop this skill set going door to door. So today's the episode for you. Make sure you grab your notebook. If you've watched my other videos, I want this to kind of be a classroom setting where you and I can learn together, because I'm a big believer that a high tide is going to raise all ships. If we learn together, if we elevate each other, then we all win. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. When I first got into real estate, I was mentored by someone who was doing 200 deals a year. I saw his habits, his rituals, what time he's waking up, how he did his follow-up calls, but I just wasn't connecting with the prospecting method. So I chose to use all my years of experience going door to door, and the deals just started popping. But all those habits and mistakes that most realtors are gonna make when they start to go door to door, I avoided. And today we're gonna go over all of them. Grab your notepad. If this is something that really speaks to you, remember to please share and subscribe. Turn the notifications on so every time that we go post a new video, you can make sure that you hop on. If you have any comments, leave them below or shoot me a text at 702-525-5766. I do free 10-minute consultations all the time. I had a team from Texas that we hopped on a call the other day, and I went over all of these errors with them for free. Guys, I want you to grow so that we can all grow together. Here we go. Grab your notepad. Number one, pitching without personalization. Most realtors, when going door to door, there's no personalization. There's no human feel to their pitch. It's very scripted, it's memorized, and it doesn't allow flexibility or moldability while you're conversing with the prospect. Yes, the beginning of your pitch, hi, I'm Jeremy, sorry to bug you, I'll be really quick. Did any of the neighbors tell you coming by? No? Cool. There's a house that just listed, but that part is essentially memorized. The next part, when you question-based sell, depends on your body language, your tonality, your active listening skills, how they respond, and that's why going door to door, besides that first part, there's no real script. So the big mistake a lot of realtors are going to make is that they're not listening to the customer. I'm going to ask them if they thought about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. They could say 3 different answers, and then from that answer, they could go 4 different ways. And then from that one, they could go over here. So you have to learn how to listen and respond and interact. All the questions, all your role playing, the practices that you're going to do every day, they're just arrows in your quiver. I was talking to one of our coaching clients the other day, and I told him, I said, hey, everything they tell you when you listen, just put it in your backpack, put it in your quiver, and you're just waiting. You're gonna pull out an arrow, shoot it, listen, grab a couple more pieces to the puzzle, more arrows in your quiver, and then you'll pull out another one and you'll get them. That's kind of how the interaction goes. But you have to know those questions. They have to be in your quiver for you to listen. So it's not just this scripted, non-personable script that you're pushing on them at the door. That's number one. Number two, get out your piece of paper, is going to be lack of preparation. I've shadowed and trained realtors and salespeople door to door, and you'd be surprised how so many of them close their eyes, spin the world and the map, and pick an area. It happens all the time. I flew out to Florida recently and shadowed a realtor that essentially was doing that. So the night before, him and I hopped on Zillow, we put a couple filters in, we found the perfect area to go knock, we found the exact house we were gonna go knock, we looked up all the info and all the listings in there that had sold or pended or were active, and then we hit the ground at 9 a.m. the following day. You have to do that the night before. If you don't, then what's gonna happen? The next day, you're gonna have admin work, family issues, your car's gonna break down. There's a mountain, for some reason, in the universe of door-to-door, there's a mountain of excuses that will pop up the first day. But if you've planned the night before, those won't matter because you've time blocked time in the afternoon to do all that. Whereas now I can go focus and I can knock. So mistake number 2 is gonna be a lack of preparation. You didn't do it the night before, you don't have a nightly routine. And so when you wake up, you're allowing the universe to essentially control your day. You have to stop doing that. Number 3, grab your note paper. This is another really common issue that I see a lot of people selling real estate door-to-door make. Number 3, fear of rejection. When I shadowed that realtor in Florida, we probably knocked together for maybe 45 minutes. We had a no, another no, someone who laughed at us, someone that it went nowhere. We had 20 minutes of nothing. We had rain. We had essentially everything. But then at the end, we found a perfect family that's looking to buy in the $600,000 to $800,000 range. They're excited. We literally asked them if they had a realtor. They said no. She called her husband. Her husband came up. We got their information. But you have to get through all the no's. If you're going to be a top 1%er in real estate going door to door, when I sold 75 deals my first year, the numbers, this is how they break down. You need to talk to 200 people a week. Let's say you find 2 people that need to sell and buy each week, and you do that over the course of a month. You're now doing about 8 to 12 deals a month, but that means that there's 794 no's in order to be in the top 1%. Are you okay with that? The pitch isn't gonna be perfect. That's one thing that I'll admit from the get-go, and that if you've listened to me or you know our coaching clients or if you are in our coaching program, the pitch is never gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be flawless. Most of the day is going to be just kind of a waste, and you're gonna feel like you're just running in circles. It doesn't matter because you're just looking for the 1 or 2 that say yes. And if you're in the right neighborhood, you prepared, and you're listening to the people you're talking to, then you'll find those 2 or 3 people a week, which will then allow you to sell at a high level and be a top producer. But you gotta be okay with the no's. So how are you okay with the no's? You do it. You just gotta go do it. You gotta go knock doors after doors after doors. I even heard one guy that I used to knock with in Atlanta. He would purposely get used to people telling him no. He would go to Walmart or McDonald's or Costco, Target, wherever, and he would say, hey, can I have a number 5? Can I have it for free? Or, hey, I'd like to buy this item and I'd like to have it for free. And so it like mentally trained him to hear no's and have people laugh at him. So if you have to go to that extreme, whatever it takes, but you get used to being told no. Too often when realtors are gonna go door to door, they're gonna make this mistake and they're fearful of getting rejected because they're not used to it. So you have to get rejected. It's okay, it's part of the journey. Like I said, to be in the top 1%, I need to go through 796 no's a week. Is that worth it to you? To me, heck yeah it is. I can travel, be with family, have the flexibility, buy what I want, but you gotta be rejected. That's number 3. Okay, number 4, inconsistent follow-up. Now, my business partner is the goat of goats, Dwayne Richens. His first year, he sold 89 homes and he blasted through areas. If you weren't buying with him that day, gone, see you later, he was on to the next. My strategy was a little different. Yes, I want now business, but I'm also not gonna not have a follow-up system because some people don't say yes today, but they might say yes in a month or 2. Now, most realtors are gonna make the mistake that they're gonna bank on this category. They're gonna forget the now business. No, you want the now business, but you gotta have this going. You have to have some type of system. When I was mentored and I shadowed that realtor that was selling over 200 homes a year, I got to witness this firsthand. So I took his practices, implemented it into my door knocking routine. My business exploded. 25 deals in my first 6 months, 75 deals in my first year, and then the growth has continued since then. So what are those follow-up routines? Well, every Thursday call all your current and past clients. Check in with them, ask them for referrals, make that your Thursday activity. Now, when you're knocking, number one, you need to have a CRM. You need to have something like a Sales Rabbit. We have a partnership. If you want to sign up with them, let me know. We can get you a good deal that you can track the homes that you're knocking and talking to. Okay, then you're gonna have categories. You're gonna have an A category, B category, C category, and D. A is now to 45 days, they're gonna sell or buy. B is gonna be 45 days to 3 months. C is gonna be 3 months to 6 months. And D is gonna be 6 months to 12 months. Anybody else, mark it on your CRM like a Sales Rabbit, and then let them go. Too many times we don't have these categories, so we're putting everybody into one, and we're like, holy crap, our database is huge. We've got so many people in there, but then you forget you actually don't have many good people in there. So that's why you have to have categories. That's number 2. Number 3 is get a VA, get a virtual assistant. For $8 an hour, again, we have a partnership with a really good one. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm gonna put everybody into my database, and then when I go home, I have 30 minutes into my calendar where I'm gonna connect with my VA. I'm gonna have them log into my Sales Rabbit, my CRM, and I'll have them pull all the data, put them into the categories by themselves. I'm not gonna do that. Then on those Thursdays, I can now make the calls. And then if I get anybody in the A category, that was a really good conversation, that's gonna buy or sell in the next 45 days, my next follow-up is going to be in the next 2 days, so 48 hours. I'm gonna go to a local grocery store, buy a little bag of cookies, usually it's like $1, $1.50, and a thank you card. I'm then going to either hand deliver it myself or have my assistant go hand deliver it. Say, hey, I just wanted to say, it was good chatting the other day. I'm thinking about you and I wanted to drop this off. That category I protect. You almost have to earn your spot to be in that group because I'm gonna take really good care of you. My A's I'm gonna follow up every 2 or 3 days. My B's I'm gonna follow up once a week. My C's I'm gonna follow up once a month. My D's, every periodically 2 to 3 months, I'm gonna check in with you. Other than that, that's it, guys. Have a super simple follow-up system. Have a CRM like a Sales Rabbit, and then go find now business. Make that your priority, but don't forget all these people, okay? Next mistake, monologuing, not conversing. This is the next really big one. Too often, we have the script still memorized, but we're so worried about getting through it. Like I mentioned earlier, about not personalizing the script, we become monologued. Our tone doesn't change. Our body language doesn't change. And we sound like this. Hey, Jeremy with EXP, sorry to bug you really quick. Did any of the neighbors tell us to come by? That's so common. Your minds, you might not believe that, but again, I've trained so many guys nationwide over the past 15 years, and that's how they act. So how do we change that? How do we interrupt that? Well, write down your scripts every day so that they're memorized. Andy Elliott, the big sales guru that's coming up right now, says that you need to memorize it so you can internalize it, understand it, then it becomes who you are. So you do that by writing out your scripts every day, practice in front of the mirror, watch yourself, what do you look like, and then role play. Do that every day, and in the next 100 days, you'll be better than 90% of agents because no one practices. So let's practice. Hey, Jeremy with EXP, sorry to bug you. I'll be really quick. Just curious, did any of the neighbors tell you it's coming by? No, you're good, no worries. The reason I wanted to stop by, come here, I'll show you. So-and-so, 4 houses down, they just listed their house. It's the house with the red door. Anyways, market's kind of crazy. Have you guys thought about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? Take that example. Now go look at the other one. You can't be monologued. Your tonality's got to be dialed in. Your body language, your eyebrows, how you tilt your head, how you point, how you tell them to come here. That has to be mastered just as much as the script. That's a big mistake that a lot of realtors are going to make going door to door. Next mistake. Again, ignoring body language. So this one compounds off the previous one. You need to master this. There's all sorts of quotes out there. I don't know which one is true, but it says that I think it's 70% of communication is body language. 15% is going to be tonality, and then the last 15 is actually what we say. So your body language, all the verbal cues that you're sending off matter when you're on the doors. The best way to think about this that I've trained top door-to-door realtors on is you're essentially a public speaker giving a speech on the doorstep, and they're your audience. If you study door-to-door in that lens, that will help you understand why body language is so important. So go follow people like Ask Vin on Instagram. Go follow people like Ed Milet, or usually like religious preachers are really good at this. Or go YouTube top speeches ever given and really understand them, and just watch body language. Incorporate that into your weekly study habits. Next one, pushing for quick sales. This one happens all the time. When we're on the door, we need to be relationship oriented and not transactional oriented. Build the rapport, not the transaction. The transaction will come when people like you. People want to do business with you when you give free and you want to relate to them. So for example, I'm not gonna just bulldoze them, go right to, is this your forever home? Have you thought about buying, selling, or investing? No, I'm be like, hey, it's a beautiful house. How long have you guys been here? Oh, they're from California? California, that's crazy. How's the change been? The best way to look at this is if there's a line, you're gonna build rapport, like a heartbeat, come down and build rapport, business. Question about their family, comment on their house, go into your next question. Comment on their family, comment on their house, go into the next question. This is how you're not gonna push the sale, but create a relationship and then they'll do business with you. The next one, not knowing the market. This one's huge. You have to understand not only what's currently active in their neighborhood, what's pended, and what's closed. There's so many personality types, and usually the analyticals or the drivers, like the military guys that want you to get to the point, they're gonna already know all that data. So you have to know it. You don't have to use it, but you have to know it in case it comes up. You need to know square footage, price per square foot, the names of the families. So when you do that, the night before, when you're planning area, go study all the facts and figures. And then when I'm in area, I'm gonna have my iPad and it's going to have all that information pulled up with the MLS ready to go. So if they have any questions, I can say, cool, well, let me show you real quick, and I'll pull it up, boom, there it is. You have to know your stuff. You have to know the information about that neighborhood. Next one, neglecting door-to-door etiquette. You have to realize when people come to the door, you're a nuisance, you're a bother, you're a pest, right? You don't become a guest until you get inside. But on the doorstep, you're a pest. You're breaking their routine. And honestly, in today's world of technology, no one just goes to a house anymore. They text or call you or give you a heads up. So they're already coming with all that baggage to the door. So be polite. You're at their home. That's their house. Don't be rude. I see a lot of sales reps that will be argumentative, that will, like, as they walk away, they spit on the driveway, and they're not a pleasure to be around. So they get the cops called on them, they get placed on Facebook pages, and they get kicked out of areas a ton. If this is you, it's because you're not realizing that you need to have a little bit more etiquette when you're walking. When you're professional, kind, and you hold yourself, then again, they're gonna wanna do business with you. You have to make sure that's important when you're doing it. Okay, the next one, failing to capture leads. This is probably the last one that we'll review today as we're wrapping up. But again, you have to have your categories in order. The goal is now business, but then you have to pop them over into your categories, have a CRM that'll capture all that has built-in follow-ups, and then have your VA do it. Don't do it, guys. I used to waste so much time following up with leads on my own, and it was a nightmare. Have a VA. Pay them to do that for you. You, the market pays you to go generate now business. Don't do this stuff, but make sure that it's happening, that it's part of your business, but go focus on now business. I hope these were helpful. We went through pitching without personalization, lack of preparation, fear of rejection, inconsistent follow-up, monologuing, not conversing, ignoring body language, pushing for quick sales, not knowing the market, neglecting door-to-door etiquette, and then failing to capture leads. These are probably some of the most common mistakes that you can just learn now, avoid, and that'll save you 5, 6, 7, 8 years of slow production, and it will just ramp it up and speed it up pretty quick. If you have any questions or you found this video helpful, again, I offer a free consultation. I will get you on the phone. We will walk through your business plan and we will work together to help speed up that process. After that, implement those practices. Text or call me. I'm an open book. Reach out to me on social media at DoortoDoor Real Estate. Go reach out to my business partner, Dwayne Richens. Watch his YouTube, watch mine. Gather up as much as you can, and then at some point, I would highly recommend to hire a coach. Whether it's us, somebody else, that coach is going to be someone that's in your corner nonstop. When you're off course, they push you back. When you're off course again, they bring you back. That coach's role is to help you along the way. So invest in a coach, invest in learning, invest in yourself. Your well-being and your knowledge and everything that happens up here is your greatest asset when it comes to real estate. If coaching makes sense for you, check out our website at reald2d.com. We'd love to be your coach. We'd love to mentor you and be your cheerleader. We have a group of all of our coaching clients and the chatter is back and forth. Honestly, the value is in that chat group. We have 2 role play groups going every day. You get coached by us weekly, and then we have a big coaching group once a week. We want to help you explode, but you got to choose. Hopefully this video helped you. Again, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Until next time, thanks again. Hope you took a ton of notes.